Welcome to TerryWilson3.com, the show committed to helping you grow, protect, and enjoy your money, business, and life.
Wanted to get with you. This is really something that seems to be scratching a lot of itches, and it looks like it's pretty lucrative.
Well, it's one of the best business decisions that I've made, becoming a rep.
My intent now is being in that call center is letting people know this is the real deal. You will make money, and you don't have to have a product to promote. Just get in that call center and take calls, read a script. You will make money.
I started my own personal business 10 days ago. On Friday, I have my first 2 sales come through, and I have more pending. You do the activity, you take the time, you talk to the people.
You will make money.
I am in love with it. I don't know any other way to put it.
I really appreciate all the value you give. It's a lot, man. I look up to you a lot. You're kind of a leader in an industry where there's lots of BS.
And by the way, I love your swag.
This is the Terry Wilson. Really? I'm excited, Terry. I want to get started here.
Looking at me like I'm supposed to say something.
The transition that I've got now, it won't transition from the song to the audio. So I have to wait till it fades out a little bit and then hit it. I gotta fix that.
I was wondering why you're just looking at me like I was supposed to say
You thought I was
like, you want me to introduce this?
Am I supposed to talk first?
Hey, I'm here.
Hey, I'm here. I thought I'd just let you go ahead and run with the show. I'm a little tired today.
I understand.
Well, hey everyone, welcome to TerryWilson3.com. We're on live tonight. This is what it's like to be live. Sometimes we were in here talking about, we maybe ought to just pre-record these and play them sometimes, that way, if we make a mistake, we can go back and fix it.
It sounds like we have some sort of plan. Or
yeah, but then that would structure. That would require structure and planning and all kinds of things that we struggle with.
So look forward to more live podcasts.
What we're saying is it's going to be live a lot. Well, we're so glad to have you guys on tonight. This is episode 329. Tonight we're talking about a mantra here at Terry Wilson 3. You'll hear all the time. You hear it in the intro of our podcast. You'll hear it in some of my trainings. If you're a member on tonight, you've heard this. It's cliche. It's said so much, but it's the truth. And we're fortunate to have one of the guys that's really honed the craft of taking calls and honing the craft of developing scripts that will make his members money. We're honored to have Mr. Greenbacks on tonight. Mr. Gary Green. Gary, you with us tonight?
Yes, I'm here. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing well, brother. Doing well. How are your Astros doing thus far?
Well, we didn't have too good of a weekend. We got beat by the Rangers, but we're keeping our head in the game and trying to do a repeat. I'll keep my fingers crossed and knock on some wood. I don't want to jinx ourselves.
Nah, you don't want to talk it up or talk it down, do you?
Yeah.
We had the Dodgers come through Atlanta last week, and man, they just they tore us up.
Really?
Yeah, wow. We won the last game, but they out of a 4-game series, they won 3 games. It was terrible. I mean, it's just terrible. But
yeah, I see that your division, I think the Phillies and the Braves are kind of
game and a half. We keep going back and forth with the Phillies, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens this year for sure.
Got some good baseball, that's definitely for sure.
Well, it's a young team, so we'll just see. Speaking of which, I don't know. I don't know if the news made it out to your neck of the woods. But one of our youngest pitchers, I mean, this kid's just brand new in the major leagues. He debuted just this year. Is Sean Newcomb. I was telling Reagan before he came on, he almost pitched a no-hitter yesterday against the Dodgers, but then he got a lot of attention, and so people was going back, checking him out, seeing, what's the guy history on this guy, and they pulled up some old tweets that he had done just 3 or 4 years ago when he was a kid in high school that was using language that would not be politically correct. And so he's had to come out all day today in the local media as, I'm sorry, this isn't reflective of who I am. Before, the Braves baseball came on tonight, they're playing the Marlins right now. It had a video of him standing up in front of the the team, you know,
Sorry.
saying, you know, political, it's just gotten crazy. I mean, the guy was he was a kid. You can't hold that kind of stuff against a kid.
I would love to see the tweets from George Washington at like 15 years old, whatever it was. Like, just if we could get that type of history, just see what they were saying.
Oh, we've gone crazy.
Who was? He's like, I'm totally chopping down this tree. I'm gonna do it right now.
I don't care what they say. Oh, it's a digitized world.
They're letting him have it right now, basically, huh?
Oh, they are letting him have it, and they've had to have team members to come out that would be team members that could potentially be offended by some of the language he used, say, no, he's a good guy, leave him alone, blah, blah, blah. You know, so it's just sad. You know, we live in such a hypersensitive world that you can't.
Careful with social media.
You just got to be careful. And that's, you know, one of the things I'll tell you guys that are social media marketers out there that are using the TW3 platform.
Be wise.
Be wise. Just be wise. You know, don't and it's amazing what is acceptable for some is not for others, and political winds change, and so you just have to be real careful with how you present your brand.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey Terry, another thing too, I like that World Series baseball that you have back there on that shelf back there. That's a really nice piece of baseball, right?
You like that? Well, a very good friend of mine and one of our top reps gave that to me at the ELT conference. Do you recognize this guy right over here?
There you go. That's
Take
right.
a second to
There you
transition,
go.
but there it is.
Oh, okay. You see it now?
Yeah.
I guess we got a little bit of delay. That's Mr. Greenbacks doing his thing, teaching on scripts and how to take calls in the call center and make money. I mean, we'll get into that a little later, but Gary has really honed his craft and does a great job of teaching and training other people how to be successful in this business and what they're doing. Tonight, we're going to be talking a lot about how Gary has made consistently $450 plus a day or more. He's teaching other people how to do that. He never has to cold call. He's able, because he's an ELT member, how to create passive and residual income, and he's having tons of fun. I think he's got a new house out there with a boat slip somewhere on the Gulf of Mexico, which I'm very jealous, but we won't go there. But
Oh yeah. Well, I caught like about, I think, 3 crabs yesterday in my crab trap right in my backyard.
Just living the life. Just living the life. Well, I tell you guys, what we're going to be showing you tonight and some of the tools, I'm telling you, if you grab a hold of it and you use it in an effective way, in the way we show you, I mean, the sky is the limit. The sky's the limit. And I'm going to share a story about, you know, how even helping yourself in not just your professional life, but your personal life. I'm going to share a story about that tonight as well. If you want to be alerted to when we have these podcasts, all you have to do is text at the ampersand, that, you know, I don't know what they call that, the at symbol.
Oh yeah, it's just the at symbol.
The at symbol.
Sound like you said ampersand.
I don't. Yeah, isn't it ampersand? Or,
no.
That's something else.
That's a font.
See, I don't know what I'm talking about. But the at symbol at TW3 podcast. Just text that to 81010, and then you'll get text alerts when we're going to go live. Usually, I give you a couple hours notice. Hey, we're going live in a couple hours. If you want to join us. If you want to be on the podcast tonight and you want to ask me, Reagan, or Gary a question, just go over to terrywilson3.com/live. In the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little icon that says Let's Chat. Click on that, and we would love to have your questions. I guess you got questions already coming in, or snide remarks or something.
No, we just got people being active. Everybody's being cool.
No, I know, I'm kidding. Tonight's podcast is sponsored by Ring Central. That's the company that Gary uses, I use, and several of our members use to manage their call centers. You can go to terrywilson3.com/Ring Central and get a 30-day free trial and check them out. It's a great cloud-based business phone system that I have used for years. You can also get free audiobooks. You've heard me say it many times. Earners are learners and leaders are readers. If you want to go to the next level, you have to grow there. And the way you do it is surrounding yourself with good content. I listen to at least 2 or 3 audiobooks a week, and you can get free audiobooks over at terrywilson3.com/free book. And finally, 'tis the season to go on vacation. We're about to go on a cruise, and then about to take a a few weeks off to go to Central Florida. I can't say it too loud because we have kids in the house that we're going to be surprising them. But we're going to Central Florida and going rodent hunting, I guess is the best way to say that in a very nuanced way.
Rodent hunting?
Rodent hunting, yes. The big mouse down there. We're going to be hanging out with him because I don't want to ruin the surprise for the kids. But if you want to get the best pricing on flights, rentals, and trips like that, go to TerryWilson3.com/booking. You can get up to 40% off. That's TerryWilson3.com/booking. And finally, if you'd like to join Gary, myself, and all these other folks that you hear on this podcast and be able to do what they do, you can go to TerryWilson3.com/apply and see the business, see the opportunity, see if it's right for you. We have all different types of opportunities. You can start with us for free. You can become a trainer like Gary and myself and others are. You can do anything you want to do. We even have ways that we can refer you out to hourly and salary opportunities if entrepreneurialism isn't right for you now, because people have different seasons in their life. They got to do what's right for them at that point and then circle back when it's a better time for them if now is not a good time. I got a quick story, Gary. You're gonna love this. You met my wife there in Greenville when you came to the ELT conference, and
right.
she has been looking at new vans for about going on a year now.
Vehicle, not the shoes.
Pardon?
Vehicle, not the shoes. Just to clarify. I always think of vans. I think of the shoes.
Well, see, that's a millennial thing.
I'm immediately thinking new vans. Oh, nice. What kind of?
Gary, did you think of shoes or an automobile when I said van?
It's just some clarification.
A vehicle, automobile. For sure.
So you're clarifying this to nobody,
I don't
but
like
maybe
the obviously at the end there. He said the van, the vehicle, obviously.
For anyone, 21-year-olds out there listening, that we are talking about a vehicle that carries people,
not the slip-on shoes. Just no.
But she's been looking and she's fallen in love. Of course, I've had the Honda Pilot forever. I'm a Honda fan. She's driven the Town and Country forever. And so finally we broke down. I said, okay. And so the Honda, I said, we're going to buy one. Let's buy the newest new that we can. And so Honda released the 2019s this month. And so I wanted to get her a new van, so we went and got the Honda Odyssey, which left us with that Town and Country. And I didn't want to trade it in because you know how it is, Gary. They don't ever want to give you what a vehicle's worth. I mean, you're just about giving a vehicle away.
Yeah, you buy a sticker, you get out quicker.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You've heard that, I see. Well, it's just, and so the only problem is I said, God, I'm not in the car business, and what am I going to do with this other vehicle? And I don't want to have to resell it. But and then I got to thinking, hey, wait a minute. I'm an internet marketer. I've sold everything under the sun. Why not sell a vehicle online? And so it got me thinking. I said, well, I'll just try to put this van up on the website and drive traffic to it and see what I can do. Yeah. So right there is our 2008 Chrysler Town and Country that I put up online. And what I did was, you're going to love this, Gary. I put this thing up and I found out what retail price was on it, and I just put it right at retail. Now I'm totally negotiable, but I'm going to start out, high and then let people beat me up and feel like they get a deal, right? So I put that up, and there's a running bet in the house and in a couple neighbors that we're friends with. They're saying, okay, how long is he going to have this? They're betting me that I can't sell this van within a week. And so I get this, Reagan, you'll love this. Michael sends me this text. I see the van is still in your driveway.
I guess all he's got to do is look over.
And so I said, yeah, but check out what I did. There's 2 links within that ad copy I ran. And by the way, guys, what you're seeing on your screen, if you're listening to audio podcast, this is audio. This is episode 329. You might want to go back and check the video out here at minute number 13 and just look at this. But basically, I took about 22 pictures on my iPhone. I created a landing page with our software. I created an opt-in form. But here's the thing I did that I've made. This has been up for a day, okay, and just haven't ran any haven't even ran an ad yet as far as driving traffic to it. Just put it on regular social media. I've already made $42. Now, how did I do that? I put 2 links in here. One is click here to price compare. And when I do that, this particular company, which is Edmunds, gives me like 50. They're paying me 50 cents for traffic that I send them. Okay. And then this company here is an instant credit approval with one of our RMPs, right? So I've got 2 different, affiliate and RMP links there, and I'm making money off of just trying to sell it, and I haven't even sold it yet. Wow. So I said and by the way, some of the software in this landing page with that video going on, that's in the new upgraded landing page that was just released today, by the way, guys. If you are members on here tonight and you got an email from me saying, hey, we just gave you a free upgrade on your landing page creator, one of the things it'll do is that what you're seeing right there. I was playing with it yesterday. It plays that video. You can put text over top of it, all of that stuff. You can create unlimited buttons, and you can hyperlink those buttons to your RMP offers and stuff like that. All of these pictures that you see down there. Of course, you've got your opt-in form, all of that. And so I sent that to the lady that sold us the Odyssey, because she says, are you not going to trade that van? What you going to do with that van? They're still asking.
Sure.
I said, and so I sent this to her, and I said, I'm selling it. Look. And she goes, who you got doing that? What dealer you got that going through? I said, ain't no dealer.
What dealer do you have doing that? That's pretty funny.
He said that's the TW3 auto sales.
That's under the motor mile down there. I told someone I need a big American flag. I said, we're wheeling and dealing, stacking them deep and selling them cheap. But I just bring that out to say, once you have these tools, Gary, isn't it cool that pretty much you can go in any direction. You could even, if you have these tools, you could sell for other people. You could go to a car dealer and say, let me be your internet marketer. Boom.
Well, I've seen you over the years with our RMP that we have, that you put together, and all the different training that comes along with it, and the access that comes along with it. You're constantly coming up with new ideas and new strategies and new content, on a consistent basis that I've seen, over years and years now. Yeah. And so that's one thing that I really, enjoy, that you're always adding that, and letting the members have access to that, and showing them different things that are, working and that are current, and how to automate, their time and their money. So yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'm not surprised at the least. I've witnessed this, many, many times.
Well, I mean, and think about the opportunities for our members, Gary. I mean, they have these tools. There's probably in every small town in America, there's these buy here, pay here type places, right?
Right.
How easy would it be to go up to them and say, hey, let me do some of your internet marketing, charge them a flat rate to put a landing page together for them, and then you put your RMP links on there as well. So you're making money off of your RMP links, and you're making money off of selling that ad copy for that particular dealership. I mean, it's just, once you have these tools and the ability to use these tools and knowing how to drive traffic to these tools, I mean, the sky is the limit. You can be in any business you want. Every day you could be in a different business if you wanted.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The RMP is one of the more popular products that you have in your whole system, being able to make money without the customer or the lead actually buying something.
Yeah.
Just by, being on the phone for maybe 60 seconds, or maybe just put in their email address, or, their information, and that triggers you getting paid without them buying anything at all whatsoever. So yeah, that's if you can't give something away for free, you definitely can't sell something. So I mean, that's the idea behind it. But oh yeah, I definitely
absolutely. I mean, that's a great question. You're asking yourself out there, maybe, can I actually make money from home? And so Gary had a great question. Can you give stuff away? I mean, if you can give stuff away, I am in the car business for a day. Now, that's no big money, but I haven't spent any time or activity driving. But $42 in a day, passive income, for doing what? Attempting to sell my van? Haven't even sold it yet. I mean, come on. So anyway, well, guys, we are fortunate to have Gary on tonight, and I wanted to have him on the show and ask him some specific questions because he really is, I would consider a industry expert when it comes to how to handle clients on the phone. Reagan, remember all the buzz at the ELT conference because we would be starting and then they'd say, well, where's Gary? And I was like, well, he had another call come in. He's got to close. I mean, he walked away from that conference. How many thousands of dollars did you make? I lost count, Gary.
Oh, yeah. I was making sales left and right. I said, all right, and then we'd have a break at the conference. And then I'd go up in the hotel room and already have a couple of clients that I had appointments with, and then signing them up, making, hundreds and thousands of dollars. I mean, every day while I was there. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think people were.
Everybody enjoyed that.
You could have charged admission to your hotel room there, just letting people come in and listen to you on the phone.
Yeah, and I was doing that for free. I had like a whole crowd in there in the hotel room.
I know, because they were coming back. We went in, and I listened to Gary. Like, man, it was just like, man, this is so. I mean, you had them buzzing, brother. You had them buzzing. Well,
I had a good time. I had a good time speaking at the event and enjoying, meeting everybody, and so it was a good experience. And I look forward, one day doing that again. So that was that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself, definitely.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time to be there and sewing into it as well and giving of yourself, because a lot of people got a lot out of what you were showing. So let me ask you first question here. How important is it, do you think, attitude is in producing your desired results? How important is attitude, do you think?
Attitude, I would say attitude's everything. I mean, if you have a good attitude, that's just going to set the tone, for the day. Okay. Right. I mean, the only disability in life is a bad attitude. You have a bad attitude, that's just not going to yield good results, when you just have a bad outlook or attitude on life. Basically, if you're positive and you have a good attitude, it's going to yield results.
Right. Okay.
So you're going to be more productive in your business, with your time, and your clients. If they like you. If you have a bad attitude, they're not necessarily going to, even like you remotely. Okay, with somebody that has a bad attitude. So attitude is everything. I'd say that is probably one of the most important things that have helped me in my business and my career is just having a positive attitude, the half glass full, right, type of, person, and just treating people how you want to be treated. Okay. And people respond to that, and they can
right,
pick up on that, and they want to be engaged with people that are like that.
Right.
Okay. So, I would say attitude is probably one of the most important things that have, in my whole life, actually. So that's an important element that one would need, just with relationships and business, just any facets of your day, in your life with friendships or business. Attitude would be, very important. I would say.
Yeah, it reminds me of that old Maya Angelou quote where she said, "People will quickly forget what you say, but they'll never forget how you made them feel." And your attitude, especially when you're doing phone sales, if you are angry, frustrated, irritated, aggravated, whatever the negative, toxic emotion may be, if you're carrying that, then you can memorize my script, Gary's script. You can memorize every script in the world. You're not going to make a sale, because people hear your attitude louder than they hear the words that you are speaking, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. They can pick up on it, whether you're aware of it or not. It's going to come across. People are going to feel that energy. They're going to feel it, and they're going to make a decision. Hey, this person, I don't know if I want to have another conversation with this person. Okay. Right. Now, if somebody has a positive attitude, they're going to want to do business with them. They're going to want to have some type of relationship with them. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, it's just going to, yield good results,
right,
for yourself, definitely.
I agree. I was talking to a friend of mine who is a car dealer years ago. This was 10 years ago, just sitting here watching this car ad I made rotate through. And it reminded me of talking to, I forget his name now. He's passed away. He's a great guy, and I bought several cars from him. But he always said, most of the time in his business, the new sales reps that come on the floor do better than some of the older sales rep, and then they tend to fizzle out. And I asked him, well, why? And he said, well, when they first get into business, they're excited. They're just energized. I mean, they see the potential in what they can make. And then over time, they get jaded in the business. They have a disappointment somewhere. And rather than processing that disappointment in a healthy way, it starts shaping their attitude toward the car business or that particular business, whatever, to the point where, yeah, they actually know the business better. They know the product better, but their attitude has suffered over time. They don't have that energy. They don't have that excitement. And so what they're carrying translates, he says, it's really funny to watch. He says, here, the people that have more training know more about the product. He says, in this business, he says, tends to wane out. He says, so the people that really do well in this business is the people that can come into this business and keep that energy, that high energy, that positive attitude. We call it in the Christian world, your first love, keeping that high energy, and then not letting the disappointments and the aggravations and the frustrations and the setbacks jade you and upset you, and then bring up your skill set that matches your energy, and then you're unstoppable. And so I agree with you, Gary. I think attitude is imperative for success. What are you looking at?
It also helps if when you're working, if you're not stressed out. Like if you enjoy what you're doing. Like, yes. I enjoy talking to clients. I enjoy recruiting people, helping people, just being all around, helpful with my clients, whether I'm recruiting or coaching or whatever I'm doing. So that comes across. People can pick, well, hopefully I think they can pick up my passion, that I have, that I, genuinely want to help and assist them, any way that I can,
right.
too as well. So if you enjoy what you're doing, and that's going to be less stress on you. If you go to work and you're feeling stressed, that's not going to help you out with whatever you're selling or you're promoting or whatever occupation that you're in.
Right.
If you love what you're doing or you like it a whole lot or you love it, then it's going to be much easier on your day to day, your days that you have for yourself there. So yeah.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this: what have you found is the number one thing that separates your successful clients from your struggling clients? Because I know you have hundreds of clients. Gary's been with me for years now, guys. He's one of our top recruiters and trainers in the business. And he's like me. He's seen some come in and they're just rock stars right there with him. There's others that are doing great, but they're not rock stars yet. There's some that are just doing average. And then there's some that just sort of struggle along. So help me understand, and from your perspective, I've got my own opinions, of course, but what's your opinion? What separates the guys that are just come in and they really grab a hold of this and take off versus the people that don't, so that you can sort of warn the people, here's some landmines. Look out for this. Don't get trapped by this. What would you say?
Well, what would separate successful versus struggling clients would be, just following the instructions that the step-by-step process that you have built in. Okay. There's a lot of products in the product line and training. There's training on every single product, that's already built in with everything. Okay.
Right.
And you're always adding that if needed, technology changes, ever so often. And so the difference is there. So if they follow the steps, then we show them how to get into the business very quickly with a minimal amount of effort on their part. Okay, so we're training them how to use the product line and how to use it effectively. So you're not going to just learn every single thing in the whole Terry Wilson product line in 1 or 2 weeks.
Right.
Okay, so we don't train on that. We don't recommend that. We don't expect that from our new clients because somebody's getting into this brand new. Okay, so we're showing them how to put in the least amount of effort to yield the fastest results, to where they can make that sale, very quickly. And then they can move on to more of the automation side and tools of the business and the income streams and the training, that comes along depending on where one's credentialed at what level, there. So I would say overall, if somebody's willing to learn, okay, and just follow simple steps and not reinvent the wheel,
right.
Okay, so some people will follow 50% of what you tell them to do, and you don't have any control over that. Some will follow 80%, some will follow 90%, 100%. So I see the people that are following just the simple things that we're telling them to do, they're seeing success very quickly. They're calling me back, say, hey, Gary, I made my first sale. I go, okay, because I'm usually here for most of my clients once they make that first sale because they have a question or something, about onboarding somebody, enrolling somebody. So I'm available there to, assist them, there on that side of things. But once they make that first sale, that really moves them ahead, from there. I had a client, recently signed up, Terry.
Yeah.
And he made his first sale. So he called me up. He said, hey, Gary, I made my first sale. I said, oh, well, congratulations. I said, well, hey, that's what. He said, I'm so excited. I think my neighbors heard me. I said, I know what you mean. I said, it's very, very exciting. I was walking on air. That first sale is just, really exciting because, you see the money being made and, everything happening right in front of you. So, yeah.
Well, and that typically is the hardest one too, isn't it?
Right. A lot of times the first sale is the hardest one, because you have to, go through the steps that we show you, how to make that first sale the correct way. And then once you have that, then you have some basic tools and training, in your toolbox, so to speak. Okay. Then you can, as you would say, Terry, rinse, wash, repeat. Okay. And so, just that analogy there. But it's true. Okay. So, just to repeat the step there. And then you can get yourself in some other training that we have in our product line. You can use these tools for your own business. If you need leads, you're struggling, you have marketing, you need leads, you need to make sales, and you need systems and tools in place to use the product line to do that, then that's what a portion of the new enrollees are going to just use the product for, to market their business they're struggling with, basically. And then some portion of them don't have a business, so you don't have to have a business, to use the product line. You can just sell the Terry Wilson 3 product line. Yeah. So we're here to help and assist, whichever way help is needed, there from that perspective, there.
Absolutely. But you were right. I mean, you're dead on. I mean, don't reinvent the wheel. And sometimes, in this business especially, because of the nature of its technology and marketing, a lot of times some of the biggest liability, to be honest, is experience. And what I mean by that is, I'm the same way. I was taught sales. I've been in sales my whole life. And you get into this business and we're actually teaching you how to market more than we are how to sell. Because marketing is what has to be done before a sale can be made. Marketing is what brings the client in front of you. But if you come into this business trying to sell people first and not learn the tools to market, use the tools to market to bring them to you, then you're repelling people because you're coming on too quick, too fast, and too much. And a lot of times the training shows you how to do that. It shows you how to temper what you're doing so that you get the right to then sell to people. But you're right, Gary. Sometimes guys come in and they try to reinvent the wheel, and they try to skip the process. And then they're frustrated, and then all of a sudden you're the bad guy, or I'm the bad guy, or their neighbor's the bad guy, or the dog looked at them wrong, or it's somebody's fault. It's not when the roadmap to success is right there in front of them. And you've used this, I've used this, thousands of other people have used this. It's been going on for 10 years now. It works. The system works, but you got to work the system, as the cliche goes. My last question for you, and then we'll get into some questions in the chat room for you guys that want to ask me a question, Gary a question, or anything. Just click in, and Reagan's got you up and ready to roll. Is how easy is it for you, Gary? How easy is it for you to generate the leads you need with the platform we offer to reach your income goals? Talk to us a little bit about, do you struggle in this business to find people to talk to? Are you having to pester, as I said, your friends, family, and foes, trying to recruit them like the typical home-based business? Or talk to us, how easy it is it for you to get in front of people?
Yeah, you don't have to sell anybody, any friends, family, acquaintances, all the leads that are generated that come in, to the Terry Wilson 3 system, whether it's a call center or you're driving traffic from many different platforms through our product line, those are new leads. Okay, so I had a client ask me the other day, said, well, do you have any old leads? I said, well, no, we don't deal in old leads. It's all real-time,
real-time
leads, and right then, right that second. Okay, so that's how our product line is training and educating. So we're not, and so they were all excited, about that. But you can generate unlimited leads for whatever platform that you need leads for. For the call center, we supply you with all the tools to have unlimited leads. Ad copy, the sources that you're able to use to generate the leads, to have unlimited leads directly to you. So that depends on what you're looking to make. We have a lot of clients, as you know, Terry. Some people are transitioning into the business because they have a full-time job, and they're looking to to get out of it. Some people are in that crossroads, so to speak, and they're ready full-time right then. Okay, so they're able to train much quicker, and they're going to want more leads. Okay, so that's good. We give the all the licensed reps the flexibility, depending on how much they're going to be able to handle based on their their schedule too as well. So to generate out of 25 leads, 2 or 3 people are going to enroll out of 25 leads. Okay, to generate 50,000 a year, one would need to process 50, 60, 70 leads a week. That way they're generating 2 sales a week, minimum. And then they have residual sales coming off of that, as you know, Terry, week in, week out, month in, month out from there.
That residual's nice, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I do that. I have hundreds of accounts. So that's the thing that I do every day is processing the residual payments. So that's a big, residual income that a lot of people, really enjoy, when they're at that level, at the elite level. But if a rep's looking to make $450 a week, Terry, we have a plan for that. One's looking to make $1,500 a week, we have a plan for that. One's looking to make $3,000 a week, $5,000 a week. So we have a plan in place depending on where one wants to be. We show you what you need to be doing with the tools and the product line on a week in, week out basis to yield X amount of results. Okay. Right. So that's what I was, commenting on a moment ago about the flexibility, depending on the time and the income. We're showing you how to leverage time and income, in your favor versus time being leveraged against oneself is what I really, train and coach on my clients, there. So once they understand that, then they're like, yeah, okay, I got it. And then they, propel from there, basically. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, guys, listen to what Gary's saying. It's a numbers game. Reverse engineer it. What do you want to make? What is it that you want to make? And then just reverse engineer it. Then you got to drive X amount of leads to make that kind of money. And I don't know if Gary, you was on when Joe was on last week. Was Joe on last week?
I think it was last week, yeah.
Yeah, where he was talking about how he would be tempted to lower his activity when his sales got slow just because he was feeling whatever. And he says, and I've learned in this business, no, that's the time you ramp it up. You spike your activity. You do even more. Put the odds in your favor. And the thing is, guys, think about this for a second. For you guys out there that send in these resumes and tell us how lucky we would be to have you on as a sales rep, that's awesome. Great. I like the attitude. I like the confidence. I really do. I'm sort of one of those guys as well. So I flipped the script on you guys that are the rock stars out there saying you guys would be lucky to have me. Great, we would be. Let me ask you this question, though. How much money could you make if you had 50 people that were qualified people to talk to today? How much money could you make if you could have unlimited, at the touch of a button, as many people you want to speak to come in to speak to you? If you're confident in your ability, then get the tools to generate the leads you need, and then become the rock star. Because this is not a complicated business. I know it's technology. I know there's a lot of moving parts. I know there's a lot of things to it, and we've added things to it because everybody wants to do something a little bit different. Some people just want to blog. Some people want a podcast. Some people want to do email marketing. Some people, the voice broadcaster's been here for 10 years now. It's one of our most popular tools. So everybody likes various tools and various strategies. But at the end of the day, you've heard me say it. Gary said it. Tracy said it. Jeff said it. Joe said it. Everybody that we've had on here, fastest, easiest way to make money is get in that call center, drive calls to your extension, read the scripts that we give you, and make money. Because it's just that simple. You're not cold calling. And then if you credential with us to where you can be a plus or elite, we give you strategies to where even if you don't sell anything, you give stuff away, you can make money. That is the beautiful. Gary, I don't know if you have. I've never been in a sales entrepreneurial type business that was not 100% totally contingent upon me closing a deal and making a sale for me to be able to make money. I mean, that's just unheard of.
Right. Yeah. So that's the testament to our product line that you have, Terry, with all the income streams, the referral marketing and the residual incomes and the tools and the training, you know, that show you how to put all that into place with your clients. And what you taught me and what you teach TW3 clients too as well, and what I teach TW3 clients is, you know, how to make money without selling anything with the referral marketing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, also I had a guy today that I talked to, and he has an engineering background.
Okay.
And he was concerned that he wasn't going to be able to really grasp the business. Okay. And I explained to him, I said, well, look, we have people that are engineers, you know, all walks of life, insurance, real estate, travel, education, all different types of backgrounds. So you don't have to be a technical person or have a sales background, you know, to be in this business and get started, what I was trying to explain to him. But he may be on tonight. So if you could answer that question real quick.
I got the answer right here, Gary. She's not here tonight because she's got family in from New Orleans. She's a Louisiana girl, but the girl that is my cohort here, Lindsay Taylor, that's on here normally on these podcasts at night. Her husband that she refers to all the time, Justin, is an engineer at BMW here in Greenville. One of the top engineers over there, and he's a very
I met him at the conference at the conference.
Exactly, and he is and he's a very straight lace. I mean, he's also an ex-Marine, so he's got that engineering thing going on. He's got that Marine thing. This guy is a serious person. Okay, he doesn't have a lot of time for BS, right? And he has grabbed our tools. As a matter of fact, he came up to the house the other night, and I was sitting where Reagan is right now in my easy chair, and we were watching the Braves play, and he had his laptop. I had my laptop, and I was showing him a few things. But man, he has taken our system, and he is going to town with it. He's already built the blog. He's putting his RMP links up. The thing he likes about it, he goes, Terry, I'm not a salesman. I don't want to talk to people. But I can put this blog together. I can put this stuff. And he loves the blog curator, because then you don't even have to. That's a tool where you can find an interest that you like: sports, religion, politics, music, whatever. You go out there, you find. Do what?
Sports teams.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then you just click one button. It puts that entire article on your blog. And then you have your links that you get paid to send people from those particular links to various places. And you monetize your blog, and you're not even talking to people. It's just like the example, the best example I can give. I'll go back over there. Right here, that's a landing page. It's not a blog, but it's sort of the same thing in that I've got 2 links and 2 links only there that is relevant to the content I produce. What is the content I produce? I've got a van for sale. Okay. And I already know, and I'll go tell you guys, hold me accountable next week. We can come back and see how this strategy worked. I've already figured out my strategy. I'm going to advertise this on social media. I'm going to advertise it to women, and I'm going to advertise it to women who are currently looking for vacations to go on this summer. Okay. So my ad's going to be ride in style to your vacation safely on it with a smooth ride. I'll come up with the language, get a very nice, reliable van for as little as $180, $120 a month right now. Click here for more info. Okay. They'll come over here, and then I'm going to put in a couple more links here. But I mean, I haven't done anything as far as promoting this yet, and I've already made $42 in a day. So what could I do when I really start spiking the traffic here and I really start targeting the people I'm sending to? So for you engineer folks out there, or Gary's client, or anybody else for that matter, and you're saying, and it doesn't even have to be an engineer, because there's a ton of people I talk to say, hey, Terry, I'm just not a salesman. I want to do something from home. I just don't want to sell. Okay. Then use your technical mind, use your ability to understand and perceive systems, take the training like Justin did, start putting stuff together, and then start driving traffic that are relevant to whatever you're going to be offering, and let the system do the selling for you. Or don't even put yourself in a position where you have to sell anything. I've got something right there that I'm just sending traffic over to Edmunds, and they're paying me 50 cents for the traffic I send them over because it's quality traffic. So that's what you can do with the TW3 platform. And as you get good at it, you go out and spend maybe $100 that day to drive even more traffic from Facebook. But if your click-through rates are giving you $200-$300, so if you're doubling or tripling your money off of your RMP business, who cares what it's, like Gary quoted me, rinse, wash, and repeat, man. You just found a offer that makes sense. So just do it. Did I lull you to sleep over there, Reagan?
Yeah.
Okay. Got any
Reagan,
questions?
are you live over there, Reagan?
Barely, but I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
He's been getting up at 4 a.m, so doing these 9 o'clock podcasts is a little bit tough on him at times. That's why he was saying, "Do we want to start pre-recording these?"
Just a couple of them every once in a while. We'll be
Do we have any questions?
We had a couple questions. They're a little bit more tech-centered. I think we'll address them Wednesday night. I've saved them, so just for these members, because I don't want to bore people with technical stuff. I know.
Okay, if we got members that are on tonight that are asking technical questions, we will address those Wednesday night at the private membership training. All the members that are on tonight, you definitely want to be there because, like I said, we just upgraded your landing page software, and there is some really, really, really cool stuff that's going to be able to be offered to you.
Ron did have a good note, though, because you were kind of going over it. He said, sometimes I think the average new marketer does not see so easily the transfer over to the other industries or fields when producing actual landing pages or ads or etc. So basically just saying there's a lot of places you can take this. It's
I mean, once you have the tools to market, that's what I keep telling people, and I know I've used this analogy multiple times. But the whole analogy of the gold rush, where the guys went out to the West in the 30s or 40s or whenever it was, and you had 2% of the people that actually went out there digging for gold, looking for gold. Only 2% of them actually hit it and made good money. But 100% of the people that followed everyone out there selling the picks, the shovels, and axes, they all made money. You want to be on that side of the equation. And so that's what I'm saying, guys. Once you have these tools, you sell them to make money because there's always someone like Terry Wilson out there that's wanting to dig for gold. I'm going to be digging for gold. I'm constantly looking for new revenue streams, new ways. But while I'm digging for gold over here in the insurance world, the real estate world, today the automotive world, or whatever, I've got the actual product line, the toolbox that I'm using to resell to others, because there's always that insurance guy, real estate guy, direct sales guy, entrepreneur, the guy that wants to start a home-based business. They're always out there saying, hey, I want to do something. I just don't have anything to do, and I don't have the tools to do it. Well, you equip them to do it.
I was just going to say, normally we have our whoever's on the podcast sort of shouts out their members, but we have our members actually shouting out their recruiter. So you've got some shout outs from Renisha, Serge, and Ron, all giving Gary props for being
Renisha is giving Gary props, and
as well as Ron and Serge.
So Gary, you're normally the recruiters is who's giving the shout out, but your guys are giving you a shout out tonight.
I tell you, I really appreciate that. That makes I don't know what I did to deserve that. I'm telling you.
We don't either. Did you pay them? Come on now, fess up.
I told them. I said, "Hey, I want to give you a special gift if you say something nice about me." They said, "What, you want me to lie?" I'm good.
Well, Gary, if people want to connect with you to get your training, your website's Gary Green 1, and that Green is with an E on the end, right? Gary Green.
They can go to Gary Green 1 with E on the green, GaryGreen1.com, and then just go to my website and go to contact.
Yeah.
And then you can just contact me directly if you want to get access to my fast track training. I'll make that available to reps that want to sign up. Just mention the title of this podcast here when you call me.
Yep.
And then I'll have a special deal for those people that are interested in getting it.
Yeah, so just mention episode 329. That's what this podcast is, episode 329, and Gary, I know what you're talking about.
Very good. And then also, real quick, I want to I have some new clients. I have tons of new clients, but just the most recent ones, Steve Cole, want to give a special shout out
Steve.
to. I think you guys recognize that name there.
Yep.
Lauren Bradford.
Lauren Bradford.
She came on in the last couple of weeks and so forth. And then we have Rosemary Lawson. She came on last week.
Nice.
And then another new one that came on last week, Chris Salmarie. I know I'm butchering his last name, and I apologize for that in advance. But he may be on it, and I just wanted to give him a say hello, too as well, and just to kind of get that out the way. Okay. Thanks.
Awesome. Well, I know, guys. I'm telling you, if you've ever wanted to do something, now is the time. Gary will tell you. I will tell you. Joe will tell you. Everybody's been on here. It is just exploding. This business has it's always done well, and it's grown a little bit incrementally by incrementally. I mean, it just goes up a little bit, but I don't know what has happened in the last 3 or 4 months, but it's not increments. It's like, oh my God, how are we going to handle all this type stuff? Because it is exploding. And Gary, of course, you're selling a ton like you always do. But your members that you're bringing on just in a matter of a week are doing the same. And other people are doing the same. So it's not just the rock stars that are making money in this business, but it's other people, and I'm talking people that's just been in a week or two. So the deal is real. If you can be put in a position where you don't have to cold call anymore, you don't have to go out and pester your friends and your family. I love that kind of business. And I don't know how you feel, Gary, but I like the fact that I don't have to depend on my natural warm market to be in business anymore. And that's very freeing for me. And as a matter of fact, I have sort of the reverse. Sometimes when people from church or school or neighborhood or whatever, approaches me about doing the business, I almost like, I don't know, because then, I just like, I like friends and this, and I love everybody, and I love my clients as well. But, it was like I was telling one of them the other day, I says, here's the deal. And this is what I guard against. This is really the reason, because I don't want them just showing up at my door saying, hey, I need you to tell me how to do this. Like, no, you need to fill out a ticket. I can't do it.
Well, especially when we've gotten so busy, it's kind of like you want to be able to say, like, hey, you're my buddy, I can help you out here. But
you try to guard against that a little bit.
But especially when we've grown as much as we have, it's like there's a reason we have a system in place, and we're trying to help everybody.
You have to hold people.
It's good though.
Yeah, it is good.
It's good to see this type of growth, and we're making progress and sort of increasing staff, and
and we're getting tickets are responded to, I think, in a very quick fashion. And some of the things like Gary is sort of in the same situation I am, in the fact that he's got a ton of clients. How do you manage those clients? So if you think about the evolution of TW3, it starts off solving your most basic problem, and then as you evolve in business to your greater problems. When you first start out, your first problem is you don't have either a product or you don't have people to speak with, one or the other. And so the most basic needs you have to have in business, we solve up front. Oh, you've got a product, you're insurance, real estate. Well, you need people. Here's a lead generation tool. Or you don't have people or product. Well, then you can sell TW3, and here's how to generate leads for TW3. So you sell that, and then you get in this business, you get good at it, and you start working Gary's script, you start working my script, you start working that call center. And then you find out the second problem you got. I only have so much time in a day, and I've got a lot of clients now. And that's why, for your elite members, we have that scheduling plug-in, and we show you how to do that. We offer ticket support in your back office. What we want to be is sort of like your back office for you, so that you can continue to grow your business. And that's why we have hundreds of hours of training. I do live training on midweek, because that's the only way you can manage your business. I mean, if you had to spend an hour a day with every client you brought on, Gary, I don't think you
can't do that.
I don't think you have 200 hours a day, do you?
No. So that's when you use the automating tools like the auto scheduler. I have the auto scheduler where people are waiting in line to talk to me.
Which is, but isn't that a great problem?
That's like the best problem to have.
Yeah.
Okay, when they're waiting in line to talk to you, that's pretty much. You're not I mean, you're ahead of the curve.
Yeah,
definitely. There. So we show you and teach you how to do that, and I learned that from you, and I definitely implemented that into my business, and that was probably one of the best products. Actually, is that just that by itself, just showing people how to use it correctly. So you have like some of your product line, people can go buy it individually anywhere. Okay?
Oh, absolutely.
But they're not. But they're not going to get the expertise on how to use that product in a correct way, okay, in a coachable, correct way, depending on what they need it for, okay, and that's where we don't have any competition in regards to that. When you can be involved with a product that doesn't have any competition, I mean, that's first of all pretty much very, very unusual.
Yeah.
And then also just by doing that that gives you a huge competitive edge. So nobody's going to say, I'm going to go buy this from somebody else, just like what you have, because it's not out there. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, that comes up on occasion here and there with clients of mine, and that's always a good comment that you just don't hear about every day in business, because you always have competition as a normal thing that you're, pretty conditioned, to hear, competition just with any product,
Yeah, but that's a great point. In this business, there is only one Gary Green. There's only one.
Right.
And Gary Green is using this platform, but buying TW3 from me, Brian, buying TW3 from rep A, B, C, or D is different from buying it from Gary Green, because Gary's got his own spin, his own training, his own thing on this. And when you get this stuff, we teach you and show you how to brand it and be your own business, be your own thing. If you go out and get in the car business, you're just one more Honda dealer. If you go out and get in the insurance business, you're just one more person selling Mutual of Omaha. There's only so much, but with this, it's very unique to you. And you're right. Someone was giving me a hard time the other day saying, well, I could have gone and got a website for free. And I said, you could have, but how do you make money with it? Well, I would use what you're teaching in the back office. I was like, well, how did you get what I was teaching? Oh, I mean, McFly.
Yeah.
What was you going to say, Reagan?
Right.
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, Gary, man, I appreciate you being on tonight, brother. It's always a pleasure. And, we always get super compliments from the work you're doing and your reps, and we're getting shout outs all the time in the back office with the ticket support saying how much they appreciate you. And so I appreciate you as well. And I hope your Houston Astros will make it to the World Series, unless the Braves make it, and then I hope they don't, because I don't want to pull against the Astros.
Hey, if the Braves and the Astros are in the World Series, I mean, that's gonna be just out of this world.
You
right?
and I will have to hook up, and we'll have to go to every game.
The podcast will be about sports for at least 6 weeks.
Exactly.
I'm gonna take a sabbatical.
And Reagan says I'll be quitting the business for the month of October. He's a basketball guy. He don't like the baseball.
Well, Terry, Reagan, it was nice attending to the podcast tonight, and I enjoyed sharing my knowledge and expertise with with everything in the business, and I definitely enjoyed it. Look forward to doing it once again sometime in the future. All right.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you so much. Guys, that was Gary Green, and you can hook up with him at GaryGreen1.com. If you want to become a member at TerryWilson3.com, like Gary, like Joe, like so many others, if you want to be the next success story at TW3, go over to TerryWilson3.com/apply. That's TerryWilson3.com/apply. Put in your information there. Listen, if this is not the right business for you, we'll be the first to tell you. We're not trying to put anything on you that's not a fit. We can show you where there's some hourly opportunities, some salary opportunities, some other opportunities that are outside of TW3. We get paid by those guys to help you. So we're not here trying to sell you anything. The only way we accept you is you fill it out and you answer the questions correctly, because like I said, this isn't for everybody, but for the people that this resonates with, for the people that are tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're tired of being, broke, busted, and disgusted, you're tired of working for the man, you want to be the man. For you guys out there that know that there's more to life and you're hungry and all you need is a legitimate tool to get you there, this is your business, and we want to be there to help you. Till next time, it's Terry Wilson with TerryWilson3.com.
Thank you for listening to our show today at TerryWilson3.com. If you would like more information on how we can take your money, your business, and your life to the next level, then please visit us online at TerryWilson3.com or call 800-673-1728.
This is the Terry Wilson. Really? I'm excited, Terry. I want to get started here.
Is this the celebrity, Terry Wilson?
Oh, my word.
How you doing, sir?
Dude, don't even go there. I've been listening to this for a while, and I'm finally like, okay, guys, what a privilege. I mean,